Good morning. This is week 3 of my weight loss journey. I'm keeping you updated on a weekly basis as I go along. Now, last week was very emotional. I had a few upsets, very hormonal. Kind of felt like giving up at times, but we got through week 2. That was due to my period, and I knew that was the reason why. So week 3 then. I have had a drop in the scales. So if you remember last week, I said the scales didn't drop, and I knew that was like water retention and my period and stuff. So I wasn't even bothered. And I was happy that happened really early in the video, because that's a time where a lot of people would give up on their journey thinking, oh, I've worked so hard, I've been consistent, I've been doing it every day, the scales haven't changed, and very early on you might give up. So I'm glad that happened, so I could show you that it was just the period and you just need to persevere, be consistent and keep working through it. So week 3, I have had a drop. I think I've lost about 7 pounds so far. Last week I didn't have a drop. I knew the reason why. I wasn't even bothered, and I just kept on with the plan. I just have to keep following the plan no matter what the scales say, because as I said as well, the scales are only one way to measure progress. Don't put everything into a number on the scales, because there could be so many other achievements that week that you can measure your progress by. Like, do you take progress pictures? Do you take measurements? How's your mental health? How do you feel in your clothes? How do you feel in yourself and when you look in the mirror? Have you done all your steps in the week? Have you completed all your workouts? Have you followed your plan 100%? Are you becoming more disciplined? Have you done your water intake? Have you taken your supplements? Have you ticked all of these boxes? So there you could have so much progress, but then you're getting upset about the scales. So yes, I've had a drop this week. I think, if I remember rightly, I was maybe 100.5 kg, and this morning I was 98.65 kg. So I'm not too sure of the drop. Maybe I'll convert that. But yeah, all I know is when I first started 3 weeks ago, I was 102 kilos. This morning, week 3, I am 98.65 kilos. So yeah, it's good to see the weight going down, but that is just one area of how we measure that progress. But do you know, it's been quite an eventful week, and I'm so proud of myself, and I can't believe the progress I've made. So for example, I have done all of my steps this week. I followed my diet 100%. Now with the diet, my coach did make some adjustments. She did drop the calories very, very slightly. And it got to about Friday and I was struggling a little bit. I was like, I'm hungry. All I keep thinking about is food. You know, when that's just constantly on your mind, even after you've eaten your meal, you're hungry again. So this is why I have online fitness coaches, for the support, the accountability, and they decide everything for me. I follow the plan, but you have to communicate, otherwise they don't know and they can't help. So I reached out on Friday and I said, I'm very hungry. I'm so hungry to the point all I'm thinking about is food all day long. They said, don't worry, we got you. We're going to make some changes. We're going to up your calories. And they upped it now. So yesterday, I was really satisfied. So yeah, when you have online coaches, just make sure you communicate with them, and they are your support system at the end of the day as well. So they can't help with stuff they don't know about. So that was a bit of a struggle, but I've been to the gym every day this week. I only train 5 days a week. I have 2 days rest. So getting in that gym. Remember last week I was in the gym crying my eyes out, like I could barely even get through the workout. I was in tears the whole time, and I stuck through it because I said it builds character, it will build resilience. And if I walked out in that moment last week, I know I would have regretted it. But I stayed, I persevered as hard as it was. And this week was so much easier in the gym. A couple of things, I've gone at different times as well. So I was going at the same sort of time, and you sort of get used to the sort of people you might see at that time. But I mixed it up a bit. A couple of mornings it was really raining, heavy rain in the UK, quite torrential actually. And I thought, it's 6:30, don't really want to be walking out in the rain this morning. I'm just going to go to the gym. Got to the gym at 6:30. That was out of my comfort zone again, because I wasn't sure what sort of people are there at 6:30. Would I bump into anyone that I knew? Are they going to see me and then I've put weight on? But do you know, I feel like I've overcome that now. I've been to the gym consistently 15 times in the last 3 weeks, and that's more times than I've been since I can remember, probably the whole year, even last year combined. So I'm really proud of that. And I'm getting to the point now, if someone is in the gym and they would judge me or think I'm fat or overweight or I'm ugly or any bad thoughts, then they're not the sort of person that I would want to be around anyway or want to associate with. But not only that, I'm assuming what they're thinking, which is what I'm learning to stop doing. You can't assume what people are thinking. Like, I think I do it all the time. Like, oh, I know they're going to be thinking this, they're going to be thinking that. Actually, we don't know what they're thinking. We're not mind readers, we're not psychics. So just stay focused on yourself, and people will just focus on what they're doing. And yeah, try not to assume what other people are thinking, as hard as it is, because that's part of my problem. I do so much, but actually I might walk past someone and why am I letting what I think someone's thinking stop me from doing what I want to do? It doesn't make sense when you think about it more logically. So really proud of that. I went for a lymphatic drainage massage on Tuesday, which I'm starting a course of. And I was very, very impressed with the results. So the lymphatic system, for example, it's like your body's defense network, I suppose. So for example, if you've got water retention, lots of bloating and stuff like that, inflammation, what I'll do, I'll pop something on the screen, because I won't explain it as better as you can read it. So I'll pop something on the screen here about what the lymphatic drain system is and what it does and why it's important. This can help with weight loss as well. I know it can get rid of the water retention. It keeps the water that is stored in your tissues and it brings it back to the blood. It can help your gut health as well by absorbing vitamins and minerals and stuff better, and it can help your help you fight infections. So the lymph nodes can produce white blood cells as well to help fight infections and stuff like that. So really, it's like an all-round important system that I don't really think gets talked about enough. And sometimes you can feel when you're bloated and you've got water retention. And my massage lady, she done a before and after picture, and I hadn't eaten anything. This was on an empty stomach. If you want me to do a series, because I'm doing a 5-weekly course of this, I'm going to have one every week for 5 weeks. And I was seriously impressed with the first result. She sent me a picture before the massage started and directly after. Don't forget, on an empty stomach, and I couldn't believe my stomach. Just to let you know as well, when she was doing the stomach area, I felt like this swoosh of water inside me, and I was like, what is that? And she done it again. She goes, do you want to hear it again? I was like, yeah. She done it again, like this movement on my stomach, and it literally felt like water was draining and swooshing out of my stomach. I could literally feel it. It felt really amazing. And yeah, I've had one session of that. And again, this is a barrier for me, mainly like in terms of my mental health, because I've got to park up. I've got to go to like a busy town centre. I've got to drive there, get parked up, cross all the roads, which I don't like doing, walk through a busy shopping centre, and it's right at the back near a train station. So the whole process mentally for me is a bit out of my comfort zone. I don't like being in busy, crowded places, but I knew the treatment was worth going through all of that. And actually, it's kind of like exposure therapy. So I got used to being out more in public because I've been hiding for so long. But actually, I felt like that was an accomplishment in itself. I also, so on Thursday, my friends text me to say, do I want to join Zumba? Like just for a one-off session, I think. And normally my mindset would be, no way, there's going to be people, it's going to be where I know, what if someone sees me? Again, all this assuming what people might think and judge of me, which I shouldn't be assuming because I don't know what people think. And I was thinking more about myself, focusing on me. What do I want? What do I want to do? And actually, I was like, yeah, why not? I'll join with you. So we went there. It was a big hall. I was right at the back in the corner doing my thing. I've got no rhythm, not really good at stuff like that. But on this day in particular, this was the day I done 17,000 steps, because the Zumba session was 1 hour and I done 7,000 steps in that hour, and it was so fun. Like, there was a good vibe in the hall, a good energy. You know, sometimes you might think like, are people going to be cliquey? Is there going to be like a weird vibe? But it was such a lovely, friendly vibe, very welcoming, and I'm so glad I went. I don't know if I'll go this week. If my friend goes and asks me again, I will probably join again, because it was very fun. But because I have got my own plan and stuff, that was just an addition, a bit of an extra. And actually, it was more like a social thing as well. Just getting out, exposed, being around people, meeting new people. And yeah, I felt really, really good. And let me tell you, I slept brilliant that night. The best sleep I've had all week, actually. I felt very tired the next day. And yeah, I've just stuck to my plan. I've been on my walk this morning, and it feels very good having a routine in place now. I know what I've got to do. I know what I've got to eat, and the support from my coaches are amazing. So I have done a video before of why it's important to have a support system in place and what my support system is. So if you are struggling, that you just don't know how to get started, or you need help, maybe go back in my channel and watch that video if you might find it helpful. But overall, a very good week. So yeah, the scales have dropped, but not only that, I came off my period. My hormones are probably a bit more back to normal, so I'm less emotional. I'm thinking more logically. I'm sticking to my plan, and I just feel so much better than I did. What was it, 3 weeks ago, when you see this video of when I first started. So yeah, you do have ups and downs, and like I said, I'm glad I had a down week 2, because I think that's realistic. A lot of people will have ups and downs, and it's good to see it early on. So I'm glad I could share that with you. I hope you are liking the journey and the content. If you are, feel free to subscribe and like if you want to. And what I'll do, I will post a video of next week's update. I'll let you know how I get along. And yeah, hope you are all going to have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Peace.